somehow start favoring Robyn, or that the balance of...
But I'm going to ride off with her into the sunset.
I'm very happy with the idea of just growing old together with Robyn. In fact, it sounds romantic.
Riding off into the sunset with Robyn.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, there it is. Janelle's gut was right all along. All those years ago, she had that sinking feeling, and guess what? It wasn't wrong. The fact that he stood outside the very cul-de-sac, all high and mighty, declaring that he was off to ride into the sunset with Robyn. That's just rich, considering years ago he was sitting right inside that same cul-de-sac, swearing up and down that he would never, ever do that. How's that for irony? Back then, he was still part of the family, all cozy in the fold. Now, he's out there, standing on the outside, just like he promised he wouldn't be. What a twist, right? It's almost as if he's done exactly what he said he wouldn't. And now he's got the nerve to act like he's somehow the victim here. Honestly, I thought the brother was calling him out. Knew Janelle had said it first, and he was just echoing it, throwing some truth in his face. But Janelle? Oh, she knew. They all knew. This wasn't a surprise. It had been building for ages, and they all saw the train wreck coming. To watch your worst fears unfold right in front of you. That's got to sting. And let's not forget, he wasn't exactly owning up to any of it. Nope, instead he's out there pointing fingers, blaming everyone else for the mess he made. Classic move. We've got so much to dive into today, so let's not waste any time. Let's jump straight into it. Hey everyone, what's up? It's Elena here, and welcome back to my channel Reality Nexus X. The situation with Kody and Christine is just so dark. And it's honestly terrifying to watch how he treated her. I'm rewatching the whole thing, just hit season 17, and it's honestly mind-blowing. The whole divorce is so messed up. It's beyond anything a decent person would say or do. For him to outright admit that he was never attracted to her after all those years of using her body to have kids. What a monster. The fact that those words are out there forever, and his kids have to see that is unforgivable. You can't take that back. It's so upsetting just to think about it. And then there's Kody's whole breakdown, where he starts throwing Robyn under the bus while refusing to take any responsibility for everything falling apart. He's just such a coward, blaming everyone else but himself. And let's not even get started on how he treated Christine. The way he went full scorched earth after she stood up for herself. It's like he just wanted to tear her down to nothing. He was just doing everything in his power to destroy her self-worth, going after her looks, her family, and completely shattering the image she had of her whole marriage. And the worst part? She had to sit there and take it, all while the other wives were either enabling him or flat out lying for him. The whole scene where Kody tells Janelle that he never found Christine attractive is chilling. That was his way of punishing her for telling the truth. It's like he was so invested in breaking her down that it didn't matter how cruel he was. He wanted her to be isolated, abandoned, to watch the rest of the family crumble, all while he got to keep control. It was this sick game for him, and he expected the other wives to just fall in line. But what Kody didn't see coming was that Christine wasn't going to take his abuse anymore. And Janelle, she might have been the wild card, but she wasn't about to let him win either. Despite all his efforts to humiliate Christine, she left, and she took everything Kody cared about, the family he thought he owned. It's honestly like Kody transformed into some evil clone of himself over time. In the beginning, he seemed like a decent guy, but as the seasons went on, his true nature came out in such a horrifying way. Rewatching it all, especially with the hindsight of how manipulative and toxic he became, it's just a huge reminder of how much he's damaged his family. His kids saw the worst of him, and that's something he can't take back. It's all so messed up, and honestly, I just want to scream too. Oh my gosh, did anyone else cry with Mary? Watching her head to England solo, not just London, but actually exploring all the way to Scotland. I'm honestly so proud of her. I love her so much. Just picturing her all alone over there made me sad. but at the same time, she's such a badass for doing it. I'm in awe. And then there's Kody. I can't get over the fact that he literally couldn't remember that Mary loves Stonehenge. Really, Kody? But what's even more laughable is him admitting that he chose Robyn over his own kids. They want me if I leave Robyn behind, but I won't do that. What a load of nonsense. Kody is just throwing Robyn under the bus. He's trying to make it sound like the kids avoid him because of her. Newsflash, Kody, they avoid you because of you. If you flip the script and replace Robyn's name with Kody's, you get the full picture. He's using Robyn to make himself look like the hero, but that ship has sailed. I'm honestly loving Mary right now, her no-nonsense, steel-eyed determination, especially in those emotional moments with Robyn and Kody. She's done with the BS, especially with the land drama. And Kody? His breakdown and sobbing in front of Jen and Nathan, that was so self-serving. Give me a break. I didn't think I'd be so into this season. But watching these women find their own paths, it's honestly been beautiful. And as for Stonehenge, hell yeah, Mary. You did that. That's really something. Ah, the infamous ATV scene. Let's break this down. We've all seen the preview. Robyn getting thrown off the ATV, and of course, the internet exploded with the very valid question. Why would she even get on the thing? Especially after Dayton and her obvious anxiety about outdoor activities. But guess what? I think I cracked it. Spoiler alert. She's still trying to prove to Kody that she's the cool, fun wife, you know, the one who's up for anything. In season 18, we saw Janelle and Christine off to her brother from another mother's place, ATVing and hiking like pros. Meanwhile, Robyn was busy. Well, being Robyn. Remember when Christine and David took that 4-seater side-by-side for a joyride in the Utah mountains? Yeah, that was fun. But Robyn's transformation from adventure enthusiast to anxiety-ridden wreck is honestly just confusing. It's like she forgot all about her bucket list, the one she was so excited about with things like surfing and ziplining, saying she'd be willing to die trying to tick them off. But wait, Kody, of course, had to chime in with his usual charm, telling us he's not really into outdoor activities, especially when it's just him and Christine's kids. But don't worry, he had to bring Robyn's kids along to make it worth his time. Classic Kody. Here's my theory. Maybe Kody kept waxing poetic about how he used to be such an outdoorsman, back when the OG3 were always itching to go on trips with him. Maybe Robyn got sick of hearing about it and decided it was her turn to show she could be just as fun. Spoiler alert, Robyn is Robyn, and she crashed and burned trying to outdo the others. But hey, it gave us some great drama, right? Thanks, Christine. What I saw in that scene was a husband who was perfectly fine with putting his nervous wife on a 4-wheeler without proper training, just so he could check off the fun box. And surprise, surprise, she lost control. It's like when he shoved wife number 1 on snow skis and sent her down a mountain without a care in the world. Kody is selfish, reckless, and totally thoughtless. I mean, maybe there's a darker side to all this. Honestly, I'm just shocked that Robyn thought that was a good idea. Kody's behavior towards his kids is honestly baffling, and this particular moment really highlights his hypocrisy. Janelle mentions that Hunter is getting his master's in nursing at Johns Hopkins, but Kody is out here lecturing his kids about not following social distancing rules as well as he is. Really? If my kid were in the medical field, especially at a prestigious institution like Johns Hopkins, I'd be asking for their advice on health precautions, not giving them unsolicited lessons on COVID safety. I mean, come on. He's got a nursing degree from one of the top schools in the country, yet Kody thinks he's the authority on public health? It's almost laughable. But the deeper issue here is that Kody can't handle accountability. If he were to listen to his kids, it would mean having to confront the fact that he's not always right, which we all know he's not about to do. If his sons want reconciliation, it would likely require him to acknowledge his own role in the breakdown of their relationships. And we know he's not capable of that. It's always someone else's fault, whether it's the mother's or Robyn, but never his own. And then there's the whole vaccination situation. Kody's the one who refused to get vaccinated, while Janelle and her kids are fully vaccinated, yet he still has the nerve to criticize his son, who's literally training to save lives in a hospital setting, about public health. It's a mess. This whole thing reeks of the narcissism I see in people who just can't handle being wrong, especially when their own kids start forming their own opinions. Kody seems to be fine when everyone, including his kids, just falls in line with his worldview. But when they start thinking for themselves, he disregards them. And it's especially telling that Robyn's kids still seem to follow his every rule, as if they're completely on board with whatever he says, no questions asked. That's where Kody's at. It's not about what's right, it's about control. I don't think Meri is the saintly figure everyone wants to make her out to be. Don't get me wrong, I'm all for her newfound freedom, and I fully support her journey. But let's not pretend she's been handed the short end of the stick, because honestly, I think we could argue that all of them got the short end in some way, especially the OG3, except for K and R, of course. What really bugs me, though, is how some of her supporters act like she's a martyr. She's some kind of misunderstood angel who's been wronged at every turn. It's like, please, let's not get carried away. Then there's the part that really gets to me. Several of the kids have openly said that Meri was mean, and possibly even abusive when they were younger. Sure, Mykelti and Peyton might not be the fan favorites, but that doesn't automatically mean we ignore what they're saying. Gwen and Madison have also spoken up, saying Meri wasn't exactly a warm and fuzzy figure either. So where does that leave us? Now, what I'd really love to see on Sister Wives is the 3 OG women finally having a real, no-holds-barred conversation. Like an actual authentic discussion where they lay everything out there. But instead, every time they even remotely approach being real, one of them pulls out the old, I feel unsafe or I have walls up card. It's exhausting, honestly. Meri was always the disciplinarian, just like in a typical monogamous family where one parent plays bad cop and the other is the good cop. So it's not exactly a shocker that she's been unlearning what she's been taught since childhood. And let's be real, Meri's upbringing was probably stricter than Christine's, which definitely had an impact on how she parented in those early years. And then, of course, we've got the train wreck that was Kody, who made it so easy to leave. A lot. No one's saying Meri's a saint here, but can we please stop pretending like Christine and Janelle are flawless angels who have done absolutely nothing wrong? Meri gets so much unnecessary hate, and it's honestly getting old. None of them are perfect. End of story. Kody's love for his children is really just a reflection of how much he loves their mothers. It's a sad but undeniable truth. Take, for example, his reaction to Aurora having a panic attack versus how he handled Sybil asking for spinal surgery because she's in constant pain. The difference is night and day. When it comes to Kody, affection is conditional. The second you start thinking for yourself or see the world through a broader lens than he does, you're pretty much useless to him. And it's not just me saying this. He's always favored Leon and Janelle's kids, the ones who were part of his world before anyone dared to disagree with him. During the whole coronavirus drama, Gwen pointed out how Gabe and Garrison weren't used to being treated like that by Kody. Before they spoke out or their mother took their side, they were prioritized by him. That's how it worked. But the moment they started to question him, it all changed. Kody's completely out of his element when it comes to real, serious situations, like when Truly had renal failure or when Sybil's chronic pain required surgery and a long recovery. That's where the partners, the women, are supposed to step in and handle things. It's not about love, it's a character flaw. Kody just wants the fun and attention, and he's too shallow and immature to deal with anything deeper than that. Take Aurora's panic attack, for instance. I don't see that as him showing love. It was more about him putting on a show, playing the hero to get a little self-importance out of the situation. Oh, the drama never ends with Kody, does it? So here's the rundown. Kody recently tried to claim that it was Janelle who told Christine he wasn't attracted to her. According to him, this little gem of wisdom came out during a heated moment when he was moving his stuff out of Christine's house. He insists it was a private conversation that definitely wasn't supposed to be overheard by Christine. Sure, Kody, sure, but plot twist. Even on the show, Kody has been the one to bring it up himself on more than one occasion. Remember that nacho moment? Oh yeah, he's dropped that bomb more than once. And let's not forget Robyn, who practically hinted at the same thing when she was going off about how the wives were withholding affection from poor Kody. Oh, and she had a little side rant about stretch marks and weight gain too. Real classy stuff. So it's a little wild for Kody to suddenly point the finger at Janelle and make her the villain in this story. This man has perfected the art of deflection. Christine gets it for her appearance, Janelle gets it for her intellect, Miri gets it for her loyalty. It's a game to him, shifting blame, so he never has to own up to his own mess. And let's not forget, he may try to rewrite history, but it's out there in black and white in their book for everyone to see. Janelle didn't tell Christine anything. Kody's just too busy playing the victim to take responsibility. The cherry on top? He actually said it during one of the tell-alls. I just can't remember which season. One of the last ones with all 5 of them. Classic Kody. Even if we entertained the idea that it was Janelle who passed on the information to Christine, it's ridiculous to act like these 2 women were living on separate islands with zero communication. By the time Christine wasn't Kody's wife anymore, she was basically Janelle's best friend. But of course, Kody can't keep his story straight because, well, he's just a trash man at this point. I went back and watched season 10 recently. It's wild. He was a completely different guy back then. Or maybe he was just better at hiding his nonsense. So here's my prediction. Robyn's about to let TLC film inside her house now that it's almost empty, thanks to the fact that it was briefly on the market. She's going to sneak in little comments, as if to suggest, I'm not a shopper, I'm not a hoarder, and I definitely don't overspend. Of course, she'll use the TLC footage to prove she's some sort of minimalist, only to quickly flip the narrative and paint herself as the victim when people start questioning it. Honestly, she's such a piece of work. This show has practically turned into a PSA on how to spot toxic people. We'll probably be watching this unfold in, 3 years? Unless TLC decides to fast-track it. And when they do, they'll just casually cut to shot after shot of U-Haul trailers in the driveway. Classic Robyn move. She's going to craft some flimsy, poorly executed story based on lies, banking on the fact that no one will bother rewatching the earlier episodes where she's caught in her own web of deception. Let's be real here, she's not exactly a mastermind when it comes to pulling off scams. Remember how she and Kody managed to manipulate the wives into giving them money? Oh, right, it was basically a romance scam. And now Kody's on camera admitting he lied to all of the wives about loving them. Robyn's just scrambling to rewrite history, but it's hard to gaslight people when there's actual footage proving you're full of it. Mark my words, her future seasons will just be a montage of her crying over the lost wives, followed by a few poorly photoshopped family holiday photos with the wives' faces awkwardly inserted in. Let me know what you think in the comments. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you in the next video. Take care and much love to you all.